Welcome to Leeds United fans, and I know I've been back doing these up on my own solo again, and I will be going forward the majority of the time. But we have looked back again after we kind of tapped out after the Crystal Palace game for all kinds of understandable reasons. It it was bad enough watching the game without talking about them afterwards, wasn't it?
It really was, yeah. It was just going to be recording pure negativity. So what was really the point?
It's such a strange one because up until that half time at Crystal Palace, we were actually a decent team and we were looking like we were going to stay up.
Yeah,
And
that
after
first
that,
half
then absolute fucking catastrophe.
that first half was almost as good as I'd seen us, apart from the fact that we weren't really putting the ball in the net too
We could
much.
have been 3-0 up at half time. Instead of that, we went in 1-all. And after that, then they just
Mm,
forgot how to play.
they did, and they never got it back.
No.
I
They,
don't know.
they didn't. They didn't. They played all right against Leicester.
I know, but Leicester were dreadful at that point.
And
I
Bamford
mean, they've
missed.
gone down with us.
And Bamford's chance that he missed is, oh, I was pissed off about that for at least 6 hours. I was just like, you're on 70 grand a week, pal. You've absolutely missed an open goal.
Yeah, I don't know. He's took so much abuse, and I just don't
Oh
agree with
God,
him.
yeah, yeah. The abuse was completely uncalled for, but
Like,
bad miss.
he's getting all this abuse over. All right, so he's missed in the last few games. He missed that sitter
Yeah,
and he missed a penalty.
yeah, against Newcastle.
And there's a good chance. In fact, I think in hindsight, if they go in, we stay up.
Yeah. Oh, we would
But
have.
without Bamford's goals, we'd never be where we were.
True.
So fuck it, eh?
But it's not his fault he was held on to longer than he should have been. Like anyone, we all knew
Exactly.
that Bamford needed to be upgraded at least a year ago, and they didn't do it. So
He tried. I mean, it's not like he wasn't trying. He was always trying.
he just didn't look fit in the end, though, did he? The days of
Mm.
Bielsa and them all super fit were gone. He was puffing it. They're all puffing and panting after 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. The fitness levels under Bielsa was unreal.
Everything under Bielsa was unreal when we look back now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But
Now, you do wonder whether, if we'd have stuck with him, whether he would have turned it round last year. But
I
cause,
honestly think that they backed the wrong horse with Arta. Radrazani gave him too much power.
yeah, but
And they didn't back Bielsa either.
no, not really. When you look at the transfers we made with him, we got Rafinha in. That was a good transfer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good signing.
Yeah, the first season was
Um,
good.
yeah, but
After that,
the, the amount of times we've kept saying we need a striker, we need a centre back, it just never happened.
it took 5 windows for Wober to come in.
Yeah, and it was too late by then.
They came up, they signed Koch and they signed Lorente because they had only one senior centre back in Cooper at that stage.
Who's now injury prone.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. Like that's how bad it was. We had one centre back, we
Yeah,
bought two,
yeah.
and then didn't bother buying one for another 5 windows. And we've seen the likes of Tarkovsky go to Everton for free, Cody go to Everton for free as such. All these quality defenders were knocking about, and we were never in for any of them. Like it was just insanity. Like Archer was a fucking clown.
Even if you like Tarkovsky and Cody are fairly big names. Ethan Ampadu's been out on loan in Italy at like Spezia. Someone like that, why not?
There's been so many, when we look back over time, like in January, we're all saying, what we badly needed was a centre forward, like a proper out striker, and we
Oh,
got Rutter.
yeah, because boy, did we not get that.
That kid was playing for the under 21s over the senior team. He wasn't even in the senior team. He was playing for the under 21s.
I mean, I said at the time, I follow the Bundesliga. I've got Sky Sports. I watched the Bundesliga. Never fucking heard of the kid. Who the fuck is he? And he cost us 30 odd million.
And when you look back at it all, his stats had regressed from the previous season to the one we bought him. So he obviously had a bit of a purple patch, and then he was
Yeah.
going downhill again. And Arta, in his infinite wisdom, said, "Oh, this kid isn't as good as he was last year." at 21, which is already a red flag, and then agreed
Yeah,
to pay up to 35 fucking million for him.
yeah.
Clown, like clown. We got Naruto for 3.7 million or something like that. That's what he should have paid for Rutter.
Do you know what though? By the end of the season, I didn't rate Nonto.
No, but he at that stage, man, the team had gone so bad. Like there was nothing like anyone could do. Like
No, I know, but
he
he looked
doubted.
like he had an attitude problem. Now we don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. We don't know what the manager, the coaches are saying to him. So you can't just lay the blame on him. But I don't know. He's got a very expressive face. When he's happy,
Hmm.
he's pumped up. He looks it. But when he's not, he looks. He reminds me a bit of Balotelli in that way, but
Yeah,
without all the histrionics.
yeah. Well, that's a good point actually, because Nanto near the end was doing nothing like.
No,
But
but I
then
mean,
again, but like as you said, like I could have been down to his fucking state of mind, like
yeah, it
he
could.
was the hero of Leeds and he was playing and he was scoring goals. Next thing he was just dropped.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he did get dropped,
And Gracia would
um,
not put him on no matter what.
which was weird because I can't remember which game it was, but I saw him on the Gracian on the touchline um, with Gonto, and he was in his ear, he was pepping him up, and it looked like they had a good relationship going. This was early
Hmm.
in his tenure, but it just yeah. And then he was dropped, and I don't know, but he wasn't the player he was 6 months earlier.
No, but we'll touch on that later in the video now because we've got a few things to go through on this one because we're kind of wrapping up what we've seen at the end of last season. But I said it on the solo podcast I done on this when I made the comeback. Even though Radrazani fucked up spectacularly in the end and clearly lost the respect of most of the fan base, I will be forever grateful for him coming in.
Absolutely.
Because he took the club off Colino. We have the stadium back, even though there was a controversy with the Sampdoria thing, but it couldn't have happened anyway legally. Training ground back, debts are all cleared. Now we've got the 49ers enterprises, and all of a sudden, like golfers in America are
I
looking
was
at
going to
us like
bring it up.
the
Yeah.
new Wrexham to get involved in.
It's like I've literally got the US Open on the TV at the moment, and one
Hmm.
of the golfers that's looking to buy into us is leading the US Open, Ricky
Yeah,
Fowler.
yeah, you said
These
it.
are
You said
big
it.
golfers,
Yeah,
big name golfers. I think is it him? Is it Schauffele?
I have no
Or
idea. I don't follow golf anymore, man.
I'm fairly sure I know Ricky Fowler's one of them. There's two I get mixed up because they've got similar names, but he's right at the top of the game. These are big time names with quite a lot of that.
And apparently, what got them involved in Leeds was one of them, their caddy, is a big Leeds fan.
Get in.
And because of that connection, they've all started following Leeds sort of because they're like, oh, there's Americans playing there. There's an American ownership taking over. And like what Ryan Reynolds has done with Wrexham,
Mm,
they are looking at Leeds and they're thinking, well, this place is built. They can get the nearly
no.
40,000 people in and probably another 20,000 if it was expanded. There's a real sleeping giant there,
Do you know, it's about fucking time as well. All these clubs that have been taken over, bought out by Arabs or oil billionaires or the Chinese or the Americans. And we just sit there. And when we finally did get bought by Arabs, they didn't have any fucking money.
They didn't have a penny. All they done was take money out of the club, man.
So it's our turn. Like, it's surely our turn now.
Oh, we're on to a winner now, man. We are on to a winner. They've got like the 49ers enterprises were like 5.5 billion.
It's not just the money though. I know nothing about 49ers enterprises. So
Oh,
I'm hoping it's going to be a good thing.
it will be.
By the way, if you're wondering what that is, it's a stress toy. It's a chili, in case it
But
looks weird. My concern is American owners. I mean, look at the Glazers at Man United. They're fucking hated.
hmm,
Liverpool don't like their owners, although in fairness, Liverpool have won titles, Champions League, so I don't really know what they're fucking moaning at. They tend because Americans don't fully understand soccer
hmm.
sometimes. That's my only concern.
But at the end, these lads are different now. From what I can gather, they stay in the background.
Right.
Like they just get a team in place and they don't get involved.
Plus, how good are the 49ers? The actual
Oh,
49ers.
I have no clue, man.
I'm fairly sure that I mean, I don't think they're shit, but I don't think they've won anything at any time recently.
I don't know, man. I haven't followed American football in years now.
No, same.
But
So,
it's just the enterprise, just the fact that they're such a big corporate company and they've got money behind them and they've got a track record like so.
so this shouldn't be in any way connected with the success necessarily of the NFL team.
No, no, because they've already come in and made it clearly stated they want to expand the stadium, they want to expand Leeds. They see it as a real club that they can really grow. Like
The stadium needs it because it's in the top two divisions. It might have the capacity, but it's a relic. It's an absolute dinosaur.
yeah, but sure, look at that. We were promised all these things under the previous ownership, but it became apparent fairly quick that they didn't have the money to do it.
But like you say, there's a lot to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
Much the same way that quite a few years ago we were thankful to Ken Bates, despite the fact that no one likes him.
Hmm.
He still saved the club, and in this way, we got saved here. We got back to the Premiership after all those years. The debts are gone, the ground's ours, and we've had some good memories for the
Mm-hmm.
last few years.
Oh,
Brought Bielsa in, which was fucking brilliant.
we've got some great memories, man. That year, the first year in the Premier League, finishing ninth, beating Man City with 10 men.
Even the games we lost, the first game back up at Anfield,
Yeah.
lost 4-3, but what a fucking game.
And then those games are like we were 4-1 down, and Bielsa be still roaring at them to attack, 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 attack. In the 90th minute, it was an amazing time to be a Leeds fan.
And even in the Championship, I mean, for a start, having a season where we won a league is great.
Hmm.
But some of the more odd things, like the goal that he made us give back,
Yeah, against Aston
stuff
Villa,
like that, it just doesn't happen.
you'll never see that again.
It was just, yeah, it
That was
was,
the end. That was the end of Pontus Jansson at Leeds, anyway.
yeah, it was, yeah.
From that moment on, Bielsa just didn't like him because he tried to stop them from scoring the goal. Like
I understand his instincts, and it's a shame actually because he's a good defender and he's doing well at Brentford.
he's gone from Brentford now.
Has he? Where's he gone?
He's going back to Malmo in Sweden.
Good move.
He's going back into retirement mode now.
Is he that old?
He'd be 34, I suppose.
I suppose it was a few years ago now.
In football terms, 34, 35 is probably as good as you get, really, a lot of the time, isn't it?
Malmo's a decent move for that age, though, because they're pretty much guaranteed Champions League football, group stage.
Yeah, he's just going back home and retiring, playing out the last couple of seasons with his home team.
Fair play to him.
Well, he's not really needed at Brentford anymore now. They're moving on, so.
Yeah, they've had a good season, but it's not us. Yeah, but no, like I say, I mean, having a caddy that's a Leeds fan's as good a reason as any. So, yeah, come on in, bring your money, but yeah, stay in the background and get the right people in.
Well, I'm really happy with the appointment of the new director of football, Hammond.
It's just interim, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was interim last year at Newcastle and look done.
Oh yeah, we'll take a bit of that.
He brought in. Oh, who would he bring in? Your man, the Brazilian lad. I can't pronounce his name. Gamaresh.
Gamaresh.
And again, they brought in Kieran Trippier and a few others. Came in and just got the fire extinguisher. But again, the same thing has happened. The new owners in the 49ers, and they had new owners at the time with the fucking Saudis.
Yeah, at least we don't have all the
same scenario, except Barry were a division lower. But he can't.
And we don't have all the controversy.
We quite don't have that much controversy with us now, but in all fairness to Newcastle, we won't dwell on Newcastle, but they are doing really well. We well expected them to come out and be signing everyone, but they haven't. They've just done it.
I've loved the way they've done it. I've really enjoyed watching it because, I mean, don't get me wrong, spending money, but you've got to spend money. But they could have just done Real Madrid style, Man City style. Fuck the FIFA fair play. We'll sign all the players now, and then we can't sign for 2 seasons. Well, who cares? We've got them now, and they didn't.
No, so that's another hopeful sign with
Yeah.
Hampton as well, and the 49ers bringing him in, that they're going to go down a similar route.
So is this what this guy does then? He just goes in, fights the fire, gets things set up, and then moves
Now
on.
he does, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the director of football at Reading back in the day when he got them up to the Premier League. He was
Oh yeah, yeah.
off at Celtic. He was a director at West Brom or something at one stage too, I think.
Right.
Let's just say he's been around and he knows the championship, but he knows the English league.
Very
He's
good.
got an
Yeah.
eye for quality and an eye for a player like so.
Well, this is
For now, just to get us back up and running for the new season, he is the perfect appointment in my opinion.
well, that's good because we're 2 weeks away from the transfer window opening. But obviously, you can make signings now. You just can't
Can't
actually.
rubber stamp them.
Yeah, we've not got a manager,
That's
so
going to be next week.
the manager.
Next week, apparently, the new manager is going to be announced.
Any ideas who?
There's excuse me, there's strong talk of your man Fark that used to be at Norwich because he brought them up twice,
Oh yeah, I like him.
and there's also talk of your man Carlos Calderon, the man that used to be the manager of Huddersfield and
West Brom.
West Brom. That was Bielsa's under 23s coach at the time before he departed.
I'm not going to lie, Daniel Farker. I'd take that every day of the week.
To be honest with you, man, I wouldn't be unhappy with either of them.
I wouldn't be unhappy with either of them, but I've seen more of Farker both here and in Germany, and I like him.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Of course, the whole Carlos thing for me is, of course, he's a disciple of Bielsa, so you're kind of thinking, oh, we'll go back to the championship and bring back the old Bielsa style again, but that ain't going to happen. He's not that's gone.
Plus, he didn't get West Brom up.
But they were bottom when he took over, man, and they're in shit street now, man. They're fucked.
Are they?
Oh yeah, they're financial problems now because they didn't go back up.
See, like you, I've not followed the championship as closely whilst we've not been in it.
Yeah. No, I've only been doing a bit of research lately, and he took Huddersfield and he nearly got them up.
Yeah,
He just missed out in the playoffs with West Brom when the team he took over in the bottom three.
Oh, fair enough.
And he had no money at either club.
Okay. So Daniel Farker is the guy who he got Norwich up
twice, yeah.
Twice. They kept him. When they got relegated again, they kept him.
Yeah.
And he got him up again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went, is it Schalke he went to?
Hoffenheim, I believe.
Is it Hoffenheim?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was, oh, bollocks. Was it Leverkusen?
I'm sure it was. I'm going to have a look. Daniel Farker. If it is Schalke, that's not a good omen because they've just got relegated again. But then again, that club is fucked. Oh no, Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That was it. That was it. So we were both wrong.
Yeah, yeah. He did a little bit at Krasnodar after Norwich, and then he's been at Borussia Mönchengladbach ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good caliber, and I always liked him at Norwich. And you can tell a good manager if you get relegated and they keep you, like Sean Dyche, you know you're onto a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And plus, as you just said, we need to get how to get teams out of the championship.
Yeah,
which is very important.
Yeah, I would be very happy with either. Yeah, very happy with either.
There was murmurs of Steven Gerrard at one point. Thankfully, he's gone somewhere in Saudi Arabia.
Has he?
He has, yeah. He's taken a job somewhere out in Saudi Arabia.
Everyone's going to Saudi Arabia, mate. It's like a free-for-all now.
With the money they're getting. Benzema, 200 million a year.
I know, but who wants to fucking live in Saudi Arabia?
I don't know, man. If I thought I could live in Saudi Arabia for 3 years and come out of it with 600 million in the bank, I think I'd put up with it for 3 years.
Yeah, but you're talking about it from your perspective. Look, the perspective of the people that are going there, they're already stinking rich.
Yeah, but that's where they're going. They want more.
Yeah, they always want more.
Well, if you're Benzema now and he comes from a lower class background, for want of a better description, like
like an immigrant,
that money is going to set up his family for generations.
That's true. But I do like the fact that Messi dodged it and went to. I know he's still going to get a shitload of money, but I'm glad he went to America and not Saudi Arabia.
So am I. But I think one of the biggest reasons he didn't go back to Barcelona and he went to America is he wanted animosity. He didn't want everyone annoying him every 5 minutes because he knows in America people will recognize him, but it won't be to the level it will be in other places.
He hopes.
But football or soccer, or whatever you want to call it, isn't as popular in America, then won't recognize him as quick.
He hopes.
Exactly. But
But no, so we were linked to Gerrard and we were linked to Lampard as well. I was like, fuck no.
that was all paper bullshit. But you're looking, man. There was news in the fucking papers too about directors of football coming in. Weber from Norwich, and next thing Hammond was announced, and there wasn't even linked.
Yeah, so
Whatever's going on in Leeds is going on in house,
yeah.
and it's just papers making up stories.
But by the way, have we actually been bought yet? I saw that
Yeah,
it
it's
said
official. It's official as of last week.
the BBC said that he has agreed to sell. There's never been a follow-up story saying it's done.
Oh, it was done at the end of last week or this week.
Oh,
That's it.
God for that.
Last few days. That's why Hammond was appointed.
So let's get on to the Sampdoria thing. He
Oh,
tried to mortgage Ellen Road to buy Sampdoria.
yeah, and then the Athletic broke it.
What a prick.
But it turns out he couldn't do it because he'd have to get the 49ers permission to do it.
No, but the intent was there.
The intent was there, but I look at man. Apparently, he wasn't going to leave. Apparently, he was going to keep the 49ers in a fucking 50% or whatever, 49%, and do both clubs. But because of the backlash he got over the Ellen Road thing with Sampdoria, he just made the decision to sell.
So it's done us a favour then,
He's done us
actually.
a favour, like.
Because I mean, the fact that he no-showed the last game was bad enough.
That was. He was going to get a torrent of abuse, but fuck it, like he deserved it, like.
He did. You know, it was big news because the person that told me about this trying to mortgage Ellen Road to buy Samp was my dad, and he don't follow football.
Jesus.
He was, so he used to. He was a Leeds fan. He used to 70s and 80s. He went to loads of games. He hates the modern game, so he just doesn't bother with it anymore. But he was a massive Leeds fan. But someone that's been a lapsed fan of 20, 25, 30 years nearly was like straight on the blower to me saying, have you heard what this guy's done?
Yeah, I think even people that weren't Leeds fans were like saying, "Oh fucking hell!" Like that is a.
That's a shitty move.
But it's an awful shame that it ended that way for Radrazani. I think because
Oh yeah,
his legacy is tarnished now in the eyes of many.
it is, and he, like you said, he's done a lot for us, a hell of a lot.
He's done more for us than any owner has done since the 90s.
Yeah, I agree. But he's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the supporters club statement that they put out
About what? About the
after
stadium thing.
after the last game, and then the fact that he didn't turn up and he was trying to buy Sam, and I'm guessing that as well. They put out a statement. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was a very much a veiled threat,
Mm.
and it
Oh
was
yeah.
a case of Mr. Radzarani. I can't say his fucking name. It's time for him to go now. Essentially, before he makes himself unwelcome at Ellen Road, which is definitely a veiled threat.
And that's exactly what he has done.
Yeah.
He'll
I
never
hope,
be that.
I hope he does well at Sampdoria. I like Sampdoria. They were a team that I used to watch
Yeah.
back in the 90s when it was big on Channel 4. And I don't think it's awful seeing them down in second division for next season. They'd be dreadful this season. So
Yeah.
I hope he does well there. But he didn't have to try and fuck us over in the process.
To be honest with you, man, I think he probably will. I think when he came into Leeds, he had no experience of football.
True.
And he got blindsided by Arta. And you know what to say about people? You either fucking know what you're doing or you baffle them with bullshit.
Yeah.
And Arta baffled him with bullshit and he got some sort of a spell over him. Like even there was talk last season that early before the World Cup even that Marsh was going to be sacked by Radrazani and Arta said if you sack Marsh I'm going to walk out and he didn't pull the trigger.
Shame.
But that would have been great. But we could have got rid of Marsh and Arta at the one time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Shame. It's funny because Jesse Marsh has been found out now He's been linked with so many jobs since he got fired, and no one actually wants him.
He had interviews with Southampton and Leicester, and he turned.
Yeah.
He was actually going to take the. They were offered him the job, I think, on both occasions, and he walked away from it because he wasn't given a project. And like, pal, you've been sacked twice in a row. Like,
Mm.
you've got to make your name back now, and not be looking for 3-year projects.
He got found out when he went to Leipzig.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good at Salzburg, but then I could win the Austrian league with Salzburg.
Yeah.
They're the only club with any fucking money, and they've got the Red Bull back in.
Yeah.
As soon as he went to Leipzig in the Bundesliga, he got found out.
Yeah, and he was fucking well and truly found out at Leeds too. He was crap.
Which makes me
Constant
think,
motivational American fucking shite every week. Silicon Valley bullshit.
it makes me wonder: would we have stayed up that second season? Would we have stayed up if we'd have kept Bielsa?
I believe it would.
Shame, and he's not available now either because he's managing Uruguay.
He wouldn't go back anyway. He wouldn't go back.
I'd have him back though.
Oh, of course we'd have him back, but he wouldn't come back. Sure, he never answered the phone about Radrazani naming the training ground after him. He wasn't fucking happy with why he was treated like. But sure, he wasn't back, man. Like, the first season we came up, we signed Rodrigo, we signed Koch, we signed Lorente, and amongst others. Like, and Harrison was brought in on permanent, or was it brought in on loan again?
We see that right there that was an early sign of the mismanagement. The fact that they kept him on loan for 2 seasons, let him improve and improve and improve, and it just upped his asking price.
It didn't go up much though. It only went up 5 million.
Yeah, but that's luck of the draw. It could have gone up a hell of a lot because he was good.
Yeah, but to be fair, the club had massive financial problems going into the Premier League, so they only had X amount of money to spend.
I suppose so, but it just seemed very odd at the time.
It did, but it worked, and it worked well. And then season 2, let go of Costa, Helder Costa let go of Paveda, no loss, they're gone. Alioski moved on, big loss in hindsight.
Oh, I loved Alioski.
And they brought in Junior Firpo and Dan James. 3 players out, 2 players in, nothing else.
Now, in fairness,
that's suicide.
We've both grown quite fond of Junior Firpo. Let's be honest, we have.
Jesus, man, what a calamity he had against Newcastle.
He was our most improved player in the last 6 months.
Under Gracia for a while there, he was in like the team of the season, the team of the month for that era. But he's gone now anyway. Romero has broken. He's leaving Leeds.
Has he?
Oh, he's leaving Leeds. He's leaving Leeds. He wants out.
Oh, I quite liked him.
He got so much crap off the fans, and he
was one of the ones that was trying.
Yeah, but the problem was his last 2 games were another fucking train wreck, man.
I know he got sent off.
And he fucking handled the ball. He jumped up in the air with 2 hands in the air. Like, what kind of a defender jumps like that? And he did get a bit of a push in the back, though. I will give him that. But you don't throw your arms up in the air in the penalty area. Like.
No, you did. Well, you can't. Not these days. Not when your arms like that. It's fucking handball these days. So up in the air, you're fucked.
And then he got sent off a few minutes later for a stupid tackle that was just outside the area again. Nearly gave away another penalty. So no, Firpo is definitely not going to be with us next season.
So we're going to get onto the player situation then.
We will, Wes. We will.
Can we start with the players coming back? Because you've just mentioned a couple. Dan James is still our player.
Yeah.
And is now back. Paveda, he's only out on loan, isn't he?
Shit.
Do you not like him?
He couldn't even get playing at Blackpool, man.
I've not followed Blackpool.
He is crap, man.
Is he?
He's crap. He's a bad attitude and he's crap.
I know very little about him other than what I've seen when he played actually for us.
No. Paveda's gone.
Cresswell. I don't know if it's a 2-year loan at Millwall.
No, Cresswell is back.
That's good. Keep hold of him.
Oh no! Before we move on, I think Dan James is going to be brilliant in the Championship.
So do I. I was
He's been
watching the
brilliant in the
Wales.
championship. His pace and his directness will just suit the division perfectly.
I was watching the Wales highlights, and he got their
Nice
first
player.
goal. I was like, "Oh shit, hang on, he's ours." And you know who else is come? Who's back off loan?
Helder.
Helder Costa.
He's gone.
Is he?
He's organising a move to Saudi Arabia or somewhere apparently.
Oh, for fuck's sake! See, I
Oh, I
like
don't
Helder
want him back.
Costa.
I don't want him back.
I liked him.
No, we want to go up and not get stuck in that fucking division again.
We got up with him.
We did under Bielsa.
I think he'd be good in Championship. But then again, if
He's
he wants
gone.
to
No, he's
stick up,
gone. He's moving somewhere else.
so I suppose if you've looked, you got up to Premiership and then fucked him out off on loan, he's not really going to want to stay, is he?
No, he's
Dan
gone.
James, mate. Dan
Gone.
James might not want to stay.
He's definitely gone.
Do you think Dan James
Helder will
will
be
stay?
back, which is good.
Hmm?
Helder will be back, which is good. The defender.
Oh, Helder.
Norwegian lad, yeah.
Helder. Norwegian lad. Yeah, that'll be good. So do you think Dan James will stay?
Oh, he's apparently the one him to stay, yeah.
Yeah, but there's us wanting him to, and then there's him wanting to.
But he's under contract.
Since when does that mean anything in football?
Who's going to pay the money for him?
Yeah, he didn't do that much at Fulham, did he?
He didn't, like, who's going to pay 25 million for him? He's going to be back in the Championship. But I think a year in the Championship will do him good.
Yeah. No, he's
He needs
definitely.
to restart again and reboot.
Who else have we got out on loan?
We had on loan. We had Bate out on loan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with him. He'll be probably cross-examined and maybe loaned again. I don't know, because he was only very young. Like,
I think bringing Cresswell back off loan is a must.
oh, well, Cresswell is back. He's apparently Cresswell. Well, we can't really say apparently because there's no manager confirmed yet. But I imagine Cresswell will be the right side centre back for us next season.
Excellent. I think that's a good move.
I reckon he will be.
He's got goals in him as well in the Championship, proven.
He's proven in the Championship, and Drama's coming back to us as well.
Oh, you're quite high on him, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, man. There was one player now that we've got to keep as him.
Right.
Player of the year, one of the player of the years, 2 years in a row in the Championship. So he's tailor-made for that division.
Who's he been playing for?
Cardiff last season and Luton the previous season just passed.
Oh, right. I didn't even realise. Like I say, I've not really followed the Championship that closely.
Yeah, so he went to Cardiff on loan in January the first time. And he was voted their player of the season after being there for a few months.
Oh, that's good.
And then he went up to Luton last season. He was part of the promotion winning team.
So there's that. And then there's some of the youth players that we did bring through a little bit during this season.
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember his name, the striker. Is it Joseph?
Oh, it's Joseph, yeah. But we're kind of getting a bit ahead of ourselves now. We're going to go back to we've talked about the players coming back from loan. Well, there's one more coming back from loan, Jaffe Gelhardt.
He was shit in the Championship.
It's looking like he's an underage striker.
Oh, what's an underrated?
An underage.
What do you mean?
He's good at under 21s and under 23s, but he takes the next step up. He's not up for it.
Well, he's been loaned out to Sunderland, hasn't he?
He was loaned to Sunderland, yeah.
Did he score? I never saw him.
But in his defence, they brought him in to play as a front two, with him playing off their main striker. And one game after Jaffe arrived, he got injured. And then he pushed into the number 9 role, which was never going to be his intended role.
So what do you think?
Sunderland fans were not happy with him anyway. They all thought he was crap.
I mean, he looked crap.
But sure. But then again, man, he'll always be fondly remembered by Leeds fans because he got the goal against Norwich 2 seasons ago and he got the assist for strike against Brighton. 4 points that kept us up in the division.
I mean, I liked him for Leeds, but yeah. So what do we do with him?
Exactly. Well, this is where we're going to go back to now. And there's going to be a lot of comparisons to Bielsa's days. And we're going to start off with Meslier. A keeper that looked like he was going to be the next French number 1.
Not anymore.
Bielsa, he was a monster. But since Bielsa's left, that kid has regressed. He's gone backwards.
I mean, Allardyce saw it. Allardyce was like, right, you're dropped.
Yeah, brought him straight away. And he can't kick the ball to save his life.
No, he can't. He's got terrible distribution.
And he's got a terrible attitude too, as far as I can see. Like he left Lorient for Leeds because they wouldn't make him the number one when he was 17 or whatever age he was at the time.
That's terrible.
Like and now he was talking and Romero reported he was saying on Twitter that he'd go to Chelsea but only on the condition he was first choice. And you're like, what?
Mm.
You just got relegated, pal. You've got conceded like 70 goals and now you're saying, oh, Chelsea should sign me and make them my number one player, otherwise I'm not going.
Have you seen the goalkeepers they've got at Chelsea?
Mendy and Kepa like.
They're both very good goalkeepers.
Yeah, and he expects to go in there and be number one. And he's clearly got an attitude problem. I want him out, to be honest with you.
He's delusional, mate.
If we get fucking 15 or 20 million for him, call it a good day's work because we paid fuck all for him.
Plus, Robles in the Championship is a good keeper to have.
And we're going to touch on Robles next because Robles, along with Forshaw, was released.
But
both were invited back to training on the 1st of July.
So they did the hashing out.
Heavily expected that both of them will resign.
Now, I think Forshaw will also be a good re-signing for the Championship.
Yeah, I agree. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to keep it one player at a time for now. But I'd like to see us going in with Robles.
Yeah.
And then maybe another keeper, maybe a Sam Johnstone or someone who's number 2 at Palace or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Where's Jack Butland these days?
He's after going to Rangers.
That's a shame.
I was thinking when he became available too, I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of him for a year, like at least.
I'll tell you who else I wouldn't mind, and it's not on the cards because apparently he's really happy where he is. Gets paid a good wage he never plays, but he's got a bit of a coaching role. I'd love Scott Carson back. But it's not going to happen.
Great to come back just for the experience.
I always loved Scott Carson. We
absolutely loved it, Manchester City.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They adore him. Like they keep giving him contracts. They're like, you're not going to. He doesn't play, but he doesn't care. He's there because apparently he's so good in the dressing room.
Yeah, I've heard that. I read an interview. In fact, it might have been an interview with Haaland, and even Haaland was saying how much they love him. Like, yeah, but we had a series of goalkeepers from Nigel Martin through to Robinson through to Carson. I fucking loved them, all three of them. Absolutely loved them.
Oh, they were some of our best keepers ever.
Oh, just a bit. But I'd take Scott Carson back. But yeah, it's not on the cards.
Not on the cards, no. Sam Johnstone, no, I wouldn't mind him along with Robles because your man, the other goalkeeper, Klassen, he's not even playing for their 21s anymore now. Like he's good luck.
Is he not very good?
Well, he's clearly not. He's clearly not. Like,
who else is on the go?
We've got we've got a load of young keepers in. Like,
so what do we want to bring in? Because Robles is already a seasoned, experienced keeper with success under his belt. So, do we want to bring someone? I mean, how old's Sam Johnston?
I suppose he's 28 or 29, I'd say.
So, do we bring in a youngster?
No. You want 2 fucking experienced bits of hands in the goalkeeping department for this season.
But if you've got Robles, who is, let's be honest, especially in the Championship, first team material, who's going to come in to... Not all goalkeepers want to fight for their position. Not all goalkeepers want to play second fiddle.
No, there's enough of them out there, man.
I'm trying to think who else. Who's Man United's reserve goalkeeper these days?
Don't know.
Because they're after David Raya, and they've still got David De Gea. So who's not getting the game?
Don't know, to be honest. It might have been. It was Butland, actually.
Oh, of course it was, yeah.
And he went to Rangers, yeah, so that's off the cards, but...
Yeah. Oh, no, I'd have took him. I've always liked Jack Butland.
A lot of this now, we're speculating now tonight, so if it's looking like Robles will be there.
That's good.
Somebody else, or maybe they'll have a look at the youngsters as well too, because there's a bunch of young keepers there they can have a look at before they make their mind up.
But you think Clarkson's on his way out?
But sure, if he's not, we couldn't even get to the under-21s last year.
That's not good.
No. Oh, look, he's regressed too. So it's best he goes somewhere else.
It's a shame because I did like Melier, but yeah, if he's got an attitude like that, then see you
bad
later.
attitude, no distribution, can't kick the ball, clearly above his station. Let him go. And he's regressed at Leeds. He needs to go somewhere and start afresh.
Yeah, and Robles is a good fit.
Yeah, and he's got a good distribution. And
yeah,
he seems to have a good attitude as well. Like they're roaring and shouting at the players. Like
that's what you want.
Mesut standing there shaking his head like.
Plus, you're going to take a goalkeeper of Robles' experience roaring and shouting at you more than someone like Melier.
Exactly. Right, so right back. Well, the right back, we'll start with drama. He's on his last year of his contract. And I'm just hopeful that he looks at Leeds now and he's thinking the 49ers enterprises are in. I'll be first choice. I'll go up with them. I'll become the established right back.
Yeah.
Or I could go to Luton and go straight back down, which they're going to do. There's no ifs or buts about it. They are not staying up.
I sincerely hope not, but that's my heart talk. I'd love to see Luton make a go of it. But, brilliant story. Them getting up, superb. But you're right.
I love every minute of it, but they're only up for a season to get the money.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. And Burnley were looking at them too, but Burnley aren't as big as Leeds.
They're not, but that's a club that's going to grow now. I don't see them coming straight back down.
It's iffy because the squad is very, very much a championship squad. They're going to have to really overhaul that squad. Like,
I think they will though, and they've got a great manager. But yeah, no, you're right.
I'm hopeful he's looking at Leeds and he's thinking, right, I'm in a big club.
Yeah,
we've got money behind us now. We've got big plans. Stay here and grow with it. I'm hoping that's the case because he'd be brilliant in the championship. But if he just makes a decision to go elsewhere, Aileen will be a monster in the championship.
Yeah,
he'll be a good player in the championship.
We've loved him and hated him this season.
There was been times this season I thought Aileen was a brilliant player, and then there was times I was roaring abuse at the TV like,
but he's still one of my favourite players.
Oh yeah, I love Aileen for what he's done over the years.
Yeah,
but he's definitely going to be there next season because he signed a 1-year extension.
Oh, good.
So whatever happens, he's going to be with us. He's already come out and said it.
Plus, he's one of the guys. You've just been talking about Scott Carson and what the dressing room thinks of him. He's that for us.
They all love Bill, so it'll be important to keep around. Now we're going to move into the other right back position. Rasmus Christensen. I said if you want him to stay, he will stay.
I would like him to stay.
Yeah. That was a weird one with him, man. It was before the World Cup. He was marking Zaha out of it. He couldn't get anything out of him. He had Grealish in his pocket against Man City. He looked really good. And then when he came back from the World Cup, he was tragic.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, near the end, he got a few goals.
I did.
He was one of the few that was actually trying. He was there, like, no matter what, he was there roaring and trying to up the crowd and everything. He was just saying, come on, come on. So,
yeah.
The reason I would hold on to him because he's clearly got the right attitude.
I agree. I like him. He
can be used in midfield and in centre back, as has been proven.
That's true.
His versatility was very important.
He definitely dipped, but then so many of them dipped.
The whole team dipped.
And let's be honest, last season was a weird one anyway, with the World Cup being where it was. But there could have been any number of reasons for that dip. But he was strong at the end of the season. I know he still made mistakes. They all made mistakes, every single fucking one of them. But like you say, he was up for it. He got his goals. I like him.
Yeah, I would definitely hold on to him for the championship.
Absolutely. It's good that he said, if you want me, I'd like to stay.
Yeah, he's not walking away.
Good.
Robin Koch, gone. He's already gone. Last year of his contract, he's leaving.
Do quite like him. It's a shame.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's leaving because he's thinking of the European Championships or whatever's next.
That said, centre back is one of the areas that we need the most overhaul. So maybe it's not such a bad thing.
No, he's gone. Cooper has already said he's staying.
Championship player,
Championship player, and even if he's not a starter, he's great to have around the dressing room.
he is, because his fitness is a worry at the moment, but
He's a leader.
he is a leader.
He's a very important personality to have.
Scotland still pick him when he's fit.
I would just keep him there just for his leadership ability, even as again if he wasn't playing.
Yeah, I agree.
Wolber, I hope
Oh,
and pray he stays.
please stay. He was
Give us one season, pal, and come back up again. Like, just hold on. Like,
please stay.
but this is where another point that I'm coming to. The new owner, as such, that the head of the fucking consortium, has apparently, like, I don't know if it's true, apparently he has called all the players individually to go over his plan for the team. So I'm hoping that he made a phone call to Wober and said, look, pal, we've got money. We've got a new director of football when we know it's good. We're going for a good manager. We're going to invest. We're going to build up the stadium and everything else over time. Stick it out with us. And I'm hoping, he's not linked with anyone. So I am really hoping we hold on to him.
I hope that story's true. I hope he has rung all the players and spoke to them.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, in a season of not a season of poor signings, that's not true because we made some great signings last summer. Well, they were great when they at first.
At first, yeah.
Wober, oh, what a signing he is!
Yeah, he was the best.
When he had injuries,
we were fucked.
Yeah, out of everyone on that squad, he's the one I want to stay the most.
Yeah, hopefully. We've already touched on Firpo earlier that he's definitely leaving. He's gone. He wants out. So best of luck to him.
Yeah, like I say, I've quite enjoyed watching him this season in parts. So
best of luck to him. Strike is a weird one, man, because as I said earlier about the Bielsa effect with Meslier, Strike has gone backwards badly this season.
He has, but then again, they've never settled him in one position.
And that's where that's the point I was coming to. He's been a holding midfielder. He's been a full back. He's been a left back. He's been a centre back.
Pick one.
At this stage now, it's either he's at a crossroads. Do I stay at Leeds and redevelop again, or do I go somewhere else and begin again?
I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be heartbroken if he went and got a fresh start somewhere.
Yeah, same as. But it's a shame because, as we said, man, he looked like he was going to be a real player, and he's just gone off a fucking cliff the last 12 months, or however long it is.
Yeah. I've got a friend in Holland who always messages me about him, see how he's doing, because he was playing out there when we got him. And he always had like high regard for him, but
so did Bielsa. So
yeah, but
there was obviously a player in there, but he was just, as you say, he was fucked around, never given the right position, and his confidence was gone in the end.
Personally, I think left back is one of the areas where we need to start fresh.
Oh, for sure, for definite. Because if Stuart Dallas ever comes back, like, what's he going to be like?
I don't know. And I love Stuart Dallas. He's such a player, but I don't want him to tarnish his. Out of all our players, he has got one hell of a legacy with us.
And I would tarnish his legacy because I think he'd be a great player in the Championship. But what kind of player? What's he going to come back like? He's been out for a year, like over a year.
Can't remember last time he played.
It was like something like March last year or something. So that's a long time, man. 15 months.
Be great to see him back, though.
Oh, he'll be back, all right, but he could be the answer at left back. But again, we'll have to strengthen the left back for definite anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. But then again, getting him back at left back is almost like starting again because it's been so long.
Yeah.
What a player he is.
Oh, machine. Just machine.
You're telling me that there's not a correlation between Northern Ireland's drop in form and him being injured?
I don't follow international football worth a fuck, but I can imagine there is.
Oh, there's been a massive drop off while he's been out from Northern Ireland.
Oh, maybe
They're
so.
not shit. I'm not saying the shit, but there's been a massive drop off, and it tallies with him not being there.
Look, it was a drop off with us two without him.
Yeah, that's true.
Great player, great little player.
Yeah,
And into midfield, well, Raka is gone.
has he?
Well, it's not confirmed yet because of everything that was going on. But he's going back to Spain apparently to Betis.
Well, if we can get 10 million for him, at least we haven't lost out.
There's loads of rumors. They're all rumors, but Raka, he was good when he was with Adams because Adams done the running work and he done the rest. But once Adams got injured, that was the end of him.
Yeah, be a good move that for him,
Yeah,
Betis.
back to Spain.
I'm fairly sure one of their main midfielders has finally just retired. He's like 45 years old, and is it Jacquin? I can never pronounce it. But he's just retired, so that'd be a good move.
Yeah. And apparently they were looking at him last summer before we signed him. So
McKenny's obviously on loan, so he's gone.
But McKenny apparently wanted out after about like 3 weeks because he said, like, you brought me in here to play in a role under a certain manager. As soon as he's the ink was barely dry in the contract and the sack Marsh, like, so.
It wasn't just that. He's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
he never got
role.
that. He was badly mismanaged. I don't blame Weston McKennie at all. He came from Juventus as well, and I never understood why Juventus loaned him out because he's a good player.
Juventus had such financial problems last season, though.
Oh, of course they did, yeah. Yeah. No, I feel sorry for Weston McKennie because he got sold a fucking line.
Got sold a fucking dummy.
Yeah, he did. Poor bastard.
I would absolutely love if Adams was to stay. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he will.
Maybe with the 49ers connection. Maybe.
Oh, I'd love it.
I'd be just said, like, look, pal, give us one more year. Or even give us to Christmas. And if we're not doing it at Christmas, we'll let you go.
I mean, when Newcastle got relegated, they kept virtually their entire squad and just bounced straight back up, So it's happened before.
Oh, I'm not saying it has happened before, but he is definitely one I'd hope.
Yeah.
But then again, there's all these stories saying he's going to Newcastle and all the rest, but it's bollocks, man. It's all.
I'm not sure where he'd fit at Newcastle.
Like, it's just the paper talk. But anyways, Adams, hopefully he stays.
Hopefully, yeah.
And Forshaw, who we've touched on earlier, people are saying online, oh, Forshaw is the past. We have to move on. We need a whole new team. You're reading these comments, and you're just like, we can't sign 11 new fucking players.
No.
How can we sign 11 new players, you absolute fucking morons?
And he's a good squad player.
He would be, exactly. He's a squad player, and under the last few games with Allardyce, he was one of the only players that was actually giving it at all. He was one of the players trying.
Yeah.
And he would be a good hand in the first division. And people are saying he's injury prone and all the rest, correct. But if they bring him back on a reduced wage or maybe a pay-to-play contract or whatnot, have him. He'd be good.
He's not costing you a transfer fee.
So. Exactly. So, we need more players, because I've some of these comments on people online they can really get me fucking angry because I'm like, the biggest problem we've had the last few seasons was lack of depth. And you're talking now, get rid of all our players and go into the championship with no depth. The one fucking thing that got us relegated, a lack of depth. I'm like, do you people even see what's going on? Like, Forshaw needs to be kept just to have there. We need an experienced head, like.
He's a good player as well.
He's a decent player for the championship, and I just don't get some people. Then again, I don't. That's why you probably left social media, man, and I don't blame you because when I see some of these comments, I want to leave it too.
Yeah, I don't read anything.
You're gone off it.
Yeah, people are weird, man.
Oh yeah.
Except our viewers, we like our viewers.
And of course, young Darko Grabby, he's definitely going to be one we can integrate next season.
Yeah, he didn't do it. Very brief appearances last this season, just gone. Didn't really show anything, but never really got the chance that much.
But he's very good at underage level. He's done very well. He's in the England under 21 team. Like,
Well, then this might be a blessing in disguise for him.
he's a player.
Who knows? Maybe us
Pep
getting
Guardiola
relegated.
didn't want to lose him.
Say again.
Pep Guardiola didn't want to lose him.
Like maybe this is a blessing in disguise because this gives us a chance to bring some of these youth players through
Yeah,
at a level that is more comfortable for them to grow. So
yeah, yeah. He's definitely one to keep an eye on for next season.
yeah,
And who else have we around the midfield area? Sam Greenwood, of course.
I don't like him.
But again, he's been fucked around, man.
He has.
Came to Leeds as a number 9, and then
He's,
Bielsa and the boys, the Caravan at the time, converted to him into number 10, and he was improving in that role. He looked good in that role. In the under 23s, he was very good in that role. And then Marsh brings him in and puts him in hold in midfield.
yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I think another player that needs a restart.
Yeah, but a restart with us or somewhere else?
Oh, with us.
You think?
His free kicks are spectacular, and his passing
His
ability, his
crossing's good.
crossing ability is spectacular. He just was never played in a proper role.
That said, I always said I never liked Somerville, and look what happened there. So, what do I know?
Mm-hmm. No, look at he's definitely one with holding on to anyway. Onto the wings, Aronson. Bye bye. Just I'll pay for your fucking ticket, pal. He was statistically the worst player in the Premier League last season.
It went south very quickly.
Oh my! He had a good start, but he's the strength of a 17-year-old girl.
He looked like a 17-year-old girl.
And his passing was fucking crap. His shooting was just
that was
just running around like a fucking headless chicken, man. Which brings me to another player that won't be there next season because he's going to Birmingham. Another fucking headless chicken, Tyler Roberts.
Is he? I was
He's
wondering.
going to Birmingham for 700,000 apparently.
Yeah, I remember when he was at Walsall, he looked very promising, and he's been all right for us in patches, but it's never really happened for him.
I think Roberts and Aronson, Aronson more so. Good luck.
Yeah.
Go to Spain or Germany or somewhere where it suits you. There's a player in there, but he does not suit the English league.
I'd take Tyler Adams back over Aronson.
Tyler Roberts, you mean?
Roberts, yes. Roberts.
He's gone now, apparently. He's definitely gone. It's more or less confirmed.
Fair enough.
And who else have we out there? We're going to touch on some youngsters, but Somerville.
That silence says it all.
I don't like his attitude, man.
He had that purple patch. Incidentally, straight after I was slagging him off saying he was shit, and he decided, right, well, that guy's wrong.
I'm going to score 4 goals, and then he got injured, and he never scored again.
And then he did nothing else.
No.
I'd like to see him go.
To be honest, yeah, people are saying he could be a good player in the Championship, but he clearly his ego is too big, man.
Yeah, no, I'd rather keep Helder Costa.
and he's gone. But he like Somerville was one of those players that walked past that young kid like with the headphones on, like.
Oh,
yeah. Little kid out there, like just saying hello to the team and just walk straight past him with the headphones on, didn't even acknowledge him. So after that, I was just like, I always thought there was a bit of a cunt in there, but there clearly is. Meslier as well too. Like I kind of the two of them at the same time. I was like, yeah, you could.
Who?
Meslier as well walked past the kid.
Yeah, no, I don't particularly want to keep Somerville.
No,
I was briefly proven wrong, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I was right. And I don't rate him.
Apparently, PSV bid 10 million for him, which was turned down. They want more. So if we got 15 or 20 million for him for what we paid for him, we've done well.
I'd have took 10. Get rid.
Oh, we want a bit more than that now. We don't have to sell. We don't have to give away our players.
No, that's true.
Sinistera, apparently, the new owners want to hold on to him. and build
Oh,
it around.
absolutely.
If we
The
can
only
keep
thing that
him
did for
fit, he's
him,
a diamond.
the only thing that did for him was injuries.
Yeah.
He was.
If we had him all season, it would have been a different season. I know it would.
Give him a proper pre-season, rest him, get him fit. He's a keeper every day of the week.
Mm-hmm. Willie Nanto, I would keep if we could. He'd rip up the championship.
He would. I've got questions over his attitude.
But he
But
seems to really like Leeds and he likes the fans.
I have questions over his attitude, but I don't know whether it's his fault, if that makes sense.
I think myself, I agree with what you were saying earlier, but all of a sudden he's found himself completely out of the picture by two managers for doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like he was fighting for everything.
Do you know what?
There was games like when Gracia was like, he wasn't even bringing him on, and I was like, even the fans were chanting Willie Nanto. Like it got to
Yeah.
that stage, like bring him on. Like
Mancini rates him.
he's fucking. That's exactly it. He's playing for Italy. Like
Yeah, he played against England. I think he came off the bench.
yeah,
How much did we pay for him? 3 million?
3.7 million apparently with add-ons.
Yeah, I'd give him another season at least.
Oh, hopefully. There's speculation about him going on loan and coming back, but again, all speculation.
I would like.
He's only fucking 19, man. You know, a year in the championship would not do him any harm.
I like him. I liked his attitude up until the end, where it just. But something changed with him, and it wasn't necessarily him, but it came across as a bad attitude. But I don't know if that's what it was. Somerville just looks like a cunt.
Yeah.
Gonzo doesn't.
Yeah.
And when he's earlier in the season, he looked brilliant for the club. Not just on the pitch, he looked. You'd see him getting tussles with players, and he might get the odd booking, but he'd always have a smile on his face. He'd have a bit of cheeky banter with the referee, which for a kid that's just learning English, fuck it, keep hold of him, keep hold of him.
And then, of course, we have Archie Gray and Sam Perkins.
Perkins looks good.
They're going to be good players for us next season.
Yeah, I don't know much about Archie Gray, but Perkins obviously got the goal against Cardiff. Yeah, keepers.
Oh, then they're going to be two big players for us next season, I believe.
Yeah,
definitely. They're not going. There's no way they're going.
Excellent. That's good news.
And Joseph or Joseph or however you say his name, this could be a good year for him too in the championship because he was tearing it up in the under 21s. He's playing for England under 21 as well. He scored.
He seems too good for the under 21s, but not ready for the first team in the Premiership.
That was it. Like so, the champion drop down to the Championship, he could be a key player, I believe.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, certainly worth a go.
Definitely. Rodrigo will go.
See, I know he's on the highest wage, so I understand why he has to go. But what a player he's been this season.
He didn't. Up till the first 2 years, we were thinking he hasn't been all that, but he got 14 goals this season. He tried his best to keep us up on his own. Like
we'd have been down near Christmas if it wasn't for him. Personally, and I know it's not on the cards, but I'd like him to stay.
Oh, of course, we'd like him to stay, but it's not happening.
No, unless he takes a pay cut.
He's linked to Real Madrid, like
he ain't that good.
Real Madrid are in dire straits because they put all their budget on Bellingham, and then Benzema turns around and fucked off to Saudi Arabia. They didn't think that was going to happen, so now they're bringing in Joselu, the fella that used to play for Stoke, and they're looking at Rodrigo at a cut price deal as well too for a few million because they're fucked now. They put all their money in Bellingham.
I've noticed this actually. Joselu all of a sudden is back in the fucking Spanish team. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, what the actual fuck?
He was originally going to be brought in as a backup for Benzema, and Benzema just went off to Saudi Arabia and messed up everything Real Madrid had planned.
Well, do you know what? Rodrigo being supplied by Bellingham.
and all the rest.
Mm. I've said all along Bellingham shouldn't go to Real Madrid, but he's actually going at the right time because all those midfielders,
Yeah,
that they're done. Like Modric is still brilliant, but he's old in
Kroos as
football.
well.
Yeah. So
He's just going in at the right time where they're just going to bed him in.
yeah, him and Camavinga, that's one hell of a midfield pairing. So yeah, do you know
And
what then? For Rodrigo, if that comes off for him, good luck to him. Because yeah, I wish we could keep him, but
no, no,
it's not on the card.
I can't.
Sorry, could you just bear with me because there's some noise downstairs, which is odd because my missus is in Canada.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
And we've got a few more. Bamford, he'll be gone.
I mean, would you stay after all that abuse?
That's what that was the straw that broke the camel's back. They were even abusing his wife when he deleted Twitter. They started attacking his wife.
Do you know what? Patrick Bamford, in if I'm alive in 40 years' time, he's a player I'll look back on and he'll be one of my favourite ever Leeds players. He We'd never have got back to the Premier League if it wasn't for him.
Mm-hmm. He scored
He,
17 goals his first season back.
yeah, he was. You remember in League One, Beckford was without Beckford we wouldn't have got up. Bamford is in the same category for me. Not only that, he looks like a genuinely nice lad in a sport full of dickheads, and they are legion. He looks like a genuinely intelligent, friendly, nice lad.
He can speak a few languages, like.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve, and his family doesn't deserve the shit he's got over a missed penalty and a missed sitter. It's just a fucking game.
And
I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it is just a fucking game.
oh yeah, oh, that's not an unpopular position with anyone that's got a fucking brain. And to be honest with you, again, going back to what we said about Meslier and Strike earlier on, the fucking Bielsa effect made him another level, didn't it?
Who Bamford? Oh, definitely. I mean, he got into the England team,
Yeah.
and he deserved it. Personally, I want him to stay all every day of the week. Please stay. But if he
Oh,
goes, I don't fucking blame him. I
I
really
think
don't.
I think it's for best for everyone now he moves on because he's getting too injury prone now.
There is that, but you know what? If he
He's on
decided to
70
stay,
grand a week too, like.
if he decided to stay, I wouldn't be against it.
No, I wouldn't be against it, but I think for everyone, it's just best he moves on.
Really pisses me. Like this whole. I mean, this is a wider thing than football, but this whole online abuse at the slightest thing, it pisses me the fuck off.
It's
What's he
getting
done
worse, man.
wrong? What's he done wrong? Nothing. And these people have got a short fucking memory. Very short memory.
Well, to be honest with you now, man, I wasn't going to start abusing him or his family online, but I was fucking pissed off with the sitter
I
against
know.
Leicester. And then he took the ball off Rodrigo. I was just like, you
I
can't,
know.
can't take
I
a
remember
penalty.
you.
Like, fucking give it back to Rodrigo, you dickhead.
I
But,
remember you being angry, and like I wasn't best pleased. I don't tend to get angry at football anymore.
hmm,
Um, and I also thought we were down anyway, regardless.
yeah.
But now these people need to get in the fucking sea. They're not proper Leeds fans. They're just cunts. And it goes for the same. I feel the same way about the Leeds fans that when we played Man United at Ellen Road, were starting singing about the Munich air disaster.
Oh, there's a big thing brought in by the FA about that now that you get done hard if you do that anymore.
Good. It's
That
fucking
needs to go as well.
disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Who are these fucking idiots?
Obviously, like Man United can't fly airplanes, tra la 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 la. You're like, what the fuck?
And do you know what? The majority of them singing it won't have been alive then. Won't even fully understand the reference.
No, it's just no. That side of football is going. it's been fit like they're cracking down on hard now. New rules have been brought in, like so that's going to be phased out. So
Because we've been done for homophobic chants as well, haven't we?
we have, yeah, and we've been done for fucking your man coming out and fucking pushing Eddie Howe in the Newcastle game as well too.
Gives the club a bad name, and we've got a lot of great fans. We've got great fans. Our away support is unreal.
It's just a few
But
dickheads ruining it for everyone.
yeah, but the few dickheads get the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? Oh, that gets me angry. So yeah, it's Patrick Bamford. It's ruined his time with us, and his time has been good with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can't blame. You can't. It's not like you can turn around and blame Bamford for us getting relegated because you fucking can't.
Don't be silly.
No,
There was way more deep-rooted issues than that.
exactly.
And of
So,
course, Mansour Rooter himself. What should we have to hold on to him? He could be all right in the championship, man.
shouldn't have signed him. Shouldn't have spent that money on him. The, I'd say they've got to keep him to save face, but they don't because it's a new owner, so they're not saving face. I saw.
There was paper talk of Hoffenheim wanting him back on loan, but it was like, no.
I saw
If
nothing.
Somerville goes, which I hope he does, because I don't like him, play him out there.
We spent all that money. You've got to give him a go.
Mm-hmm. If
It's
Sinclair doesn't stay or he's injured, ideally, I would want Rooter and Nanto out in the wide positions. And we're probably going to have to sign a number 9 if Bamford doesn't stay.
yeah, because if Rodrigo and Bamford goes, that's a
Which,
rebuild. But then can Gonto not play up front?
but I was just about to say, young Hosev is doing really well too. So,
I could give him a go. Yeah.
but we
Um.
definitely need another number 9 for definite. I would say from on the balance of where we are, because Jaffe Gelhardt hasn't proven that he's not going to be it.
Personally, I'd get rid of Jaffe. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what I get rid of him, but I. It's not looking like he's going to work, is it?
Nah. Ruta. It could work on the wing. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I saw nothing from him. Nothing.
He got an assist in the game against Spurs.
Oh, well done.
He scored in the under 21s final as well too. They got the team one promoted to the Premier League 1 or 2, whatever it is.
Well fucking done.
Plus, again, man, if he's good at underage level, bringing him up into the championship for a season could be the making of him.
It cost 33 million. A goal in the final of the under 23s is the
I know.
fucking
Look, we
minimum.
all know this. We all know this. Like,
I don't blame him. I never have. It's not his fault. But well, they're gonna have to give him a go. There's nothing else they can do. No one's gonna buy him for a
well, we're not
decent
getting the
amount.
money back. Are we fuck getting the money back?
And then when you consider we had to pay out for that fucking idiot we signed
Oh,
on
Augustin,
loan,
25 million
so that's
in wages alone.
that's near 60 million that's cost us between him and Rutter. Wish I had 60 million to just flush down the toilet.
That's Orta's legacy. Won't it be paying 36 million for Rooter in January? That's Orta's time at Leeds summed up.
Yeah. We
Because
would
for every Rafinha, there was a Rooter.
but again, to emphasize, it's not his fault. It's not.
And of course, there's a bunch of other players we haven't touched on in the under 21s that we don't know enough about because back in the old lockup era, the under 23s as they were at the time, they're only 21s now, were showing live on YouTube. And I used to watch the games played when they were playing, like, and that's gone now because they obviously want fans. If they're showing it for free on YouTube, there's no one going to be paid to watch it, are they? So I
No.
haven't been able to keep an eye on that side of the team for the last 12 months or however long last season. So there's a bunch of young lads there, like Allen is highly rated and a few others like that. Could be handy in the championship next season. And young Bate is coming back too. They'll have a look at him as well. Like so,
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone we've missed.
don't think so. No.
That's a point. Diogo Montero
Oh, of
signed.
course, the young centre back. Of course, bollocks. Yeah, sure. He's only 18, man.
Hmm. Trying to look at players. Stuart McKinstry, is he still out on loan or have
Oh,
we
he's
got rid of
gone. He's
him?
gone. He's been let go.
Alfie McCalmon.
Don't know what's happening with him now, but of course, but no young Montero. Apparently, no man, he's going to be a great addition for the championship too, I believe.
You have actually
Held as well. Like we didn't really touch on Helder coming back too. Like Helder
forgot
could be the answer at left back, maybe.
you forgot a player,
Who?
a big player, Diego Llorente.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Is he?
Roma apparently have been in negotiations. They originally agreed 18 million, but apparently it's down to 8 million now, and he's gone.
Oh, okay. He
Yeah,
barely played for
I
Roma.
meant to touch on that earlier. He's definitely gone. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see. Have we missed anyone? So Clayson shite.
Yeah.
Um, so I've got just having a quick scan through. Oh, fucking Jack Harrison.
Shit, Jack Harrison. He'll be gone.
That's a shame.
He'll be gone. Apparently, he has a relegation clause in his new contract.
Bollocks.
West Ham or someone will pick him up, I'd say.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
Yeah, but he's a lower league Premier League player, like so he wants to try and kick on now.
He was one of our. I mean, he had dips, but he was one of our better players.
Yeah, but nah, he's moving on.
That's a shame. He's been with us a while now.
He has, but he was too inconsistent, really, wasn't he? Though
He was, but you know what? He was one of the few that was still shining at the end,
he was
trying to
trying.
make things happen. Yeah. I tell you what, though, imagine in the championship, Gonto on one wing, Sinistera on the other, with Rutter in reserve.
Well, that
That'd be-
can't happen because Nanto and Sinisterra are both left-sided.
I thought Sinistera could play both.
He's more left-sided.
Hmm. How about this then? Sinistera, Rutter, Gonto in the middle.
That's a possibility as well, but look at again, man. This is just there's going to be a lot of changes now over the next few weeks, I imagine. There's
Yeah,
going to be
and
players coming and going. Like I
hopefully
don't think it's going to be the big fire sale everyone predicted, but there will be players leaving.
there is some dross that needs to go though.
Yeah, like Aronson for starters. Good luck.
Yeah, he does need to go.
He needs to
Yeah.
go. Rocca, of course, we've mentioned, is already gone. Is going. McKennie is leaving, but that's neither here nor there. That's not really his fault. He was screwed over.
He was, yeah.
Adams, I hope we keep. I hope we keep a spine where we keep drama, ideally. Robles, Creswell, Cooper, Wober, uh, who else? Ailing, Christensen, Adams,
Yeah.
Sinistera, Reuter, Nanto, Forshaw as a squad player. And we've got like Greenwood and Gravy and Perkins and Archie Gray and
Joseph.
Joseph and all these players. Like, there's a good spine there for the championship. We need to have smart additions in the right positions. And Dallas could come back and be a player first, but we don't know what's going to happen or he's going to come back or what's
How,
going to do.
how far off coming back is he? Do we know?
No idea.
Yeah.
But there'll be some. But again, young Held is there, and there's young players coming through. Like there's a good nucleus there. We just need to, as I say, in the short term, we've got the right director of football. Where ideally, between Carbon and Farka.
which would be a good appointment either way.
They'd be appointments that can get us out of the championship.
Yeah.
So it's looking like the director of football is right, the owners are right, the manager will be right. We just need to hold the spine of the good players, get rid of some
Yeah.
dead wood and get rid of some really high earners, and just start again. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Leeds would be a very attractive proposition now to a lot of teams, a lot of players, should I say?
we're
Because
certainly not down and out. It's not a complete clusterfuck.
oh no, compared to last time.
Yeah.
Last time, man, we sold a stadium, we sold a fucking training ground, we sold all players. Like,
Yeah.
it was like we were called the Lone Rangers because we brought in like 40 odd players in the season. It was tragic. Like,
Yeah, we were bad for that.
oh,
It was when we went down to the championship the first time, our squad was so uninspirational. Even though we nearly got back up, playoff final against Watford where we lost.
Then from there on, it was free fall down to the fucking League One.
Like there's no players from back then that you think fond, like not that you think badly of, that you don't remember. Like, oh, I remember him. He was nah. It was when we got to League One that we got players that we started thinking, yes, Beckford, Snodgrass,
Becchio.
Oh yeah.
Who else too? Sam Johnson.
Yeah.
The midfielder. Oh, shit. Oh, young Leeds lad. Oh fuck, what was his name? He went to Norwich.
Oh yeah. Bradley Johnson.
No, not Bradley Johnson. The other one.
Howson.
Howson. That was it.
Loved
Yeah.
Howson. Loved Howson.
Yeah, we had Kasper Schmeichel around that time as well too, and
only lasted a year though.
Yeah, we was there, and we had the man that went to Burnley, the left back. What was his name again? Taylor, wasn't it?
Yeah. Charlie Taylor, Aaron Lennon.
Yeah, Aaron Lennon. Jesus, yeah, fucking hell.
We had some fucking players, man.
Yeah, but we were just fucking robbed for years. Like,
yeah,
we were a feeder club, but that ain't the case anymore now.
No, I'm looking forward to this coming season a lot more than I've looked forward to a season. Apart from the season where we went up, the season we went up and the first season back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the season, and you will be pleased to know because of where you watch your Leeds games. Sky Sports have announced a deal where they're going to be showing like 1,000 championship games over a season.
Oh, not so bad. So we'll have a few games to talk about anyway.
They've basically invested like £1 billion in the championship.
Jesus.
Yeah. I think I've got that right. It's like 900 odd million.
The same thing.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure it's at 1,000 matches, which I don't think is possible. But
it would be on one of them. They could put them on main event or football or
Premier
League or whatever. Like they've got a few different options.
Must be multiple games per weekend.
Yeah,
plus midweek as well because there's loads of midweek games.
There's 44 games in the championship.
So I reckon virtually all of our games are going to get shown.
I don't think they'll all get shown, but the old magic stick there will cover that.
I think if they're showing 1,000 championship games, the majority of ours are going to be shown.
Well, you've got Leeds. They're not Leeds. You've got Leicester that went down as well, and Southampton, so they'll be draws as well.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking of the mathematics of it. So it's 46 teams. So it's 46 rounds of.
It's not 46 teams now, no.
No, it isn't. How many teams?
44 games.
44. 40. Yeah, that's what I meant. So it's. How many teams are there? 24?
22.
Is it 22?
Would be, wouldn't it? Everyone plays each other twice, 22 by 24.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I'm still going to double check because I'm an arsehole. I've got my mobile on my laptop screen. Right, maths is not my strong point, which for someone that...
I haven't looked at the championship table in years, man. I kind of looked up a bit before we done this, but I haven't followed that fucking league since we went down. I didn't want to.
It's 24 teams.
24 teams.
So that's how many games? That's 12 games a weekend.
Hmm.
12 games a week for, think, Luke.
Well, this will basically will be shown on the Sky anyway.
46. It's 46 weeks.
Hmm.
46 times 12. That didn't work. 46 times 12. So how the fuck are they showing 1,000 games when there isn't 1,000 games?
It could be if like the fucking League One as well and League Two.
Oh yeah, I suppose it would be EFL, yeah.
Hmm.
I can see all our games getting fucking shown, mate. Vast majority.
Well, the 3 o'clock ones won't be shown anyway because they're not allowed on Saturday.
Well, yeah, what's that about?
That's been in forever. That's been because of the attendances back in the day would have been affected.
Oh.
That was brought in more or less at the start. The
But
Leeds
do you
Man
remember?
City game, which was actually live at 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
the coronation was the first one in something like fucking 20 years.
Okay.
So they're not allowed. There's an embargo at the 3 o'clock kickoff. So
Well, if you cast your mind back to when we were in the championship before, the 2, 3 seasons before we got up, we very rarely played at 3 o'clock on a Saturday because we're a big draw in that league.
yeah, and they want the money and they want the TV revenue.
Yeah. Because I always thought it was a bit of an issue that the fact that we were always on, surely that's affecting our attendances at the game. But I don't know. But I think the majority will be shown because, quite frankly, the majority was shown when we were there before. But now they've got this deal. I think we'll be on virtually every week.
Well,
In fact,
they're not on Sky, as I said. Now the old magic stick will find them in New Zealand or somewhere.
in fact, if they've got this deal now to show that many games, I think that the championship will go the same way as the Premiership, and you'll only have a handful of games at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Maybe
I might be wrong, but
yeah, they could
that's
have
what,
they could have one at like 12, and they could have one. They could realistically show four every weekend.
there's Friday night.
Yeah, it could be Friday. That's actually true. They'll start doing Friday night football again and Monday night football.
Yep.
So yeah, you could realistically have 2 Saturdays, 2 Sunday, 1 Friday, and 1 Monday. You could have 6 games on the weekend live.
Yeah. So I think it'll go the same way.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I like 3 o'clock Saturday.
it's just the traditional time, isn't it? But
I just like having all the games on at the same time.
it won't be the same anymore. Your man Jeff has stepped down.
Aye, that's true. Having said that, I mean, I haven't got BT Sport now because it is wank. But I used to quite like the BT Sports Score Centre because you just watch Chris Sutton and Robbie savage each other.
Even though I haven't watched it in many years now, I used to love watching Jeff on a Saturday going mental. Like
Yeah, he's good.
he
And
started off really calm at the beginning, but as it got more in deeper and deeper, he got more and more animated.
but
And all the crack with Chris Kamara and all the rest, like, oh, they were the golden days, man.
that's what I was getting at. It's Matt Letizier's gone, and I know he's turned into a bit of a fuckwit, but he was good on there.
Souness
Merson's
is
still
gone
there,
too.
huh?
Souness is gone too.
Yeah,
Somebody else
Kamara.
retired as well yesterday. I think they're all walking out of Sky and going to BT or fucking
Yeah,
ESPN UK or somewhere because Sky seems to be going in a very different direction. Let's put it that way.
which I mean, I've got Sky because I like cricket, I like golf, and I love Formula One.
Hmm.
So that's the thing to have for me.
Yeah.
I've got the golf on now. I've got the Formula One on the laptop,
Hmm.
the qualifying. So BT with Sky, I've got sports I want to watch. I can download it on my phone.
Hmm.
So I download it onto my phone and watch at work. I'm not supposed to, but
You can.
yeah, but I can. The way my desk's situated, I've got it there. Little headphone, in we go. BT, you can't download. It takes them days to upload stuff, certain
But
things.
they're changing now. They're becoming they're changing brand. They're not going to be BT Sports anymore. They're going to be something else. They're going to be an
Yeah.
American brand going forward. Oh, what are they called again? I can't remember.
Well, that'll be interesting, and I might check it out because it's got Italian football, and I want to watch that, and I want to watch the MotoGP as well. But the what do you call it? The platform itself for BT is fucking dog shit. It's awful.
Anyways,
The,
man, we're gone way off
yeah,
fucking here.
yeah,
Anyway, I think we should knock this podcast on the head now. Myself and Luke will probably continue this chat after we stop recording because we're gone on a tangent now, completely off Leeds United. But I will be back with news as it happens. And if something major happens, maybe Luke, you'll come on for a chat again, and we'll
yeah.
looking forward because there's a saying a day now. Say if one player gets signed, there's no point in
No,
just the two of us coming on. Like I can cover it in 5 minutes. Like like and that's kind of the format we will have going forward. Myself and Luke will chat when there's something to chat about.
and when the season starts,
Exactly, and I'll just do 5 minute uploads, which I've started doing now, just to kind of like I've done with Nick Hammond coming in, just get the word out, and try and get the channel growing. And I've been looking to maybe contribute with whatever with other. Oh my god, I'm losing. I'm not even speaking English anymore now. And we shall leave it at that. Like, share, and subscribe.